And when Utah failed to score, the Bulls completed their second three-peat, and Jordan left the game with 6 titles and 6 Finals MVPs. And after the season, Phil Jackson stepped down.
Phil Jackson cleaned out his office at the Chicago Bulls practice facility and made it official. After 9 years and 6 NBA titles, he is done as the Bulls coach.
And Jordan stayed true to his word that he wouldn't re-sign if Phil was gone.
Michael Jordan said if Phil wasn't back, then he wasn't back.
But the NBA had even bigger problems than the retirement of their best player. Because for the third time in 4 years, there was a lockout, and this one was major.
The question everyone wants to know is whether or not this season can be saved.
The NBA owners wanted a limitation on players' salaries, not wanting to be pushed around by the players who started demanding more and more money. On the other hand, the Players Association opposed their ideas and wanted bigger minimums. After the two sides failed to reach an agreement, the owners began the lockout. By October, it became the first time in NBA history that games were canceled due to a labor dispute. Further games were canceled by November and December, including the league's Christmas games, which had been played on an annual basis since 1947, and the All-Star Game, which was not played for the first time since 1951. The lockout continued into January of 1999, threatening the cancellation of the entire season.
I think we sit and we wait and we watch as the season ticks away.
And despite a division within the Players Union, on January 6th, the union, the owners, and the NBA commissioner finally came to an agreement. The settlement put a ceiling on maximum salaries for players and a pay scale for first-year players, which ended the lockout after 204 days. On January 13th, 1999, while the lockout was still ongoing, Michael Jordan officially announced his retirement for the second time.
I want to say thank you to both of the gentlemen here, Mr. Stern and Mr. Reinsdorf, for presenting me with the opportunity to play the game of basketball.
When the play resumed, the regular season was shortened to 50 games per team as opposed to the normal 82. And to preserve games between teams in the same conference and shorten flight time, some teams didn't meet each other at all during the course of the shortened season. Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Antoine Jamison, Jason Williams, Mike Bibby, and Rashard Lewis got drafted. Scottie Pippen joined Hakeem and Barkley in Houston, while the Bulls missed the playoffs completely for the first time in 14 years. They would also become the second defending champion in NBA history that failed to make the playoffs, joining the 69-70 Boston Celtics, who missed the playoffs after Bill Russell's retirement. Karl Malone became the oldest player ever to win the NBA MVP, Vince Carter won the Rookie of the Year, and Allen Iverson won his first scoring title. In the playoffs, the Spurs lost just one game on their way to the NBA Finals, sweeping the Lakers in the second round and then the Blazers in the conference finals. In the East, the Knicks had another nail-biter against the Heat, winning the series with Allen Houston's buzzer beater in the deciding Game 5. The Knicks became only the second number 8 seed to advance in the playoffs by defeating a number 1 seed. The Knicks' Cinderella story continued as they swept the Hawks in the second round and then defeated the Pacers in 6 games to reach the NBA Finals, thus becoming the first 8th seed to reach the finals, something that would later be repeated by the 2023 Heat team. However, in the series against Indiana, the Knicks lost Patrick Ewing to injury, which proved to be an insurmountable loss against the Spurs and their Twin Towers. And even though they had 2 great scorers in Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell, Tim Duncan destroyed the Knicks in the post, leading the Spurs to a 4-1 victory and their first NBA championship. Thus, the 90s concluded as arguably the most legendary era of NBA basketball. Thank you for watching.